Yes, people, this is the last day of your 20-day challenge. I believe whoever have written, you guys would have actually learned something. If you guys have written, definitely would have been benefited out of it. Again, I'm telling you, remember the summary is very simple. If you're struggling with law, it can be your first attempt, it can be your second attempt, or if you are a repeater, remember one part is studying and revising. That will make a lot of difference. But remember that alone is not sufficient. If you read 2 times, 3 times, that alone is not sufficient unless and until you start solving more and more questions. I always prefer and I always suggest, if you are a person who's thinking law is difficult for you, at least try to practice writing 2 or 3 questions in a day. There should be a regular practice. Write it. The next thing is, whenever you're revising, imagine if you're invest in a good scanner, whichever scanner you guys are doing. Yeah, invest in a good guide or a scanner. If you're studying chapter 1, once chapter 1 is done, you guys have to refer to all the questions from the chapter 1. Once you're doing chapter 2, once your chapter 2 is done, you guys have to revise all the questions of the chapter 2. So this has to be an ongoing effort. So remember, the more questions you solve, the better for you. Because if you have seen all the different ways a question can be asked, then there is no other way that it can come. Names can change, situation will remain the same. So, and always remember, failing is okay, but do not fail without trying. That is a sin. So it's okay to fail, but it's not okay to not attempting or not preparing yourself and then failing. That is a sin. Clear, all of you? So I have stopped today with 100 questions. Let me know if you want to consolidate this particular all the questions also. I can consolidate everything and I can also post it, but let me know if you guys want it, then I can consolidate it for you. Yeah. Yes. You want it, Tata? Comment. Yeah. So yes, if you want, let me know. I'll consolidate for you. And yes, in this video, you guys can find out. I'll be sending you the entire key for all the 20 days one, whatever is there with question and answers. I'll be sending it to you. And today, I believe you guys would have also received the section sheet. The section chart, I think you guys have received as well. So have that also. Remember, probably after 2 weeks or something, I'll be uploading one more video, which will be a consolidated video of, I'm just telling you what are the videos that I'll be doing in the pipeline. Please have an eye on the ArivuPro YouTube channel, that is for CA. Have an eye on that. I'll be doing one video where I'll be explaining all the case laws in one video. All the case laws. In depth, complete. Even if one letter is mentioned, I will explain that particular case law. So that video will be coming. Remember that. One more video that will be coming is all the difference between questions discussed in one video. So whenever you guys want, just open it. I'll be doing all the difference between questions in one video. That is one thing that I'll be doing. And I'll be doing the last 10 or the 10 attempts ka model test papers. That will be coming as one video. Watch that. And the marathon will be coming somewhere by this month end. A complete revision. That is also something in the pipeline. So all these will be coming. Have an eye on YouTube so that you will not miss on those particular videos. Clear? Yes. Okay. So the last 20th day ka thing, we'll finish it off. I've added, I think, 7 or 8 questions from negotiable instruments so that we'll have good number of questions from every chapter. Okay, Mr. Anil drew a bill of exchange in Kolkata on Mr. Bimal, a resident of New York, and made it payable in Delhi. On maturity, the bill was dishonored, and Anil sued Bimal in India, claiming interest at the rate of 18% as applicable in Kolkata. Bimal contended that his liability was governed by New York law where the rate of interest was only 6%. Decide the liability of Bimal with reference to the provision of Negotiable Instrument Act. I hope you guys know what is the provision. We are seeing the type of instrument, that is foreign instrument here. In a foreign instrument, always which one is a law that will be governed? The first one is wherever the bill is made. Next one is, first of all, what type of bill is the Mr. Anil drew a bill of exchange in Kolkata. Okay, drawn in India. On Mr. Resident of New York, drawee resides in New York and made it payable in India. Hey, first of all, what type of instrument is this? It is an inland instrument. So, decide the liability of Bimal. Of course, it is an inland, it is an Indian instrument. Whatever is the rate at Kolkata, that only will apply. Correct? Yes, remember, see, they tried to confuse you. They've clubbed both provisions. In example, you would have seen this as a foreign instrument, but the provision is similar to inland instrument. No, you have to, because foreign instrument is nowhere involved here. You have to write the definition of inland instrument. What is inland instrument? Any instrument drawn in India and payable in India, or drawee resides in India. Any one condition to be satisfied. Correct? Here it is drawn in India and payable in India. So two conditions satisfied. Hence it becomes a inland instrument. Okay, next one. Mr. Y issued a check for 10,000 to Mr. Z, which was dishonored by the bank because Y did not have enough funds in his account and has no authority to overdraw. Examine as per the provision of negotiable instruments whether Mr. Y is liable for dishonor of check. If yes, what are the consequences for such an offense? Is Y liable for dishonor? Answer is yes, you are liable. You have issued a check which has no balance in it. Are you liable? Yes. What are the consequences for that offense? You can be imprisonment for up to 2 years and you can be levied a penalty up to twice of the amount of the check. You can directly write the penalty can go up to 20,000 rupees or both. Okay, what would be your answer if Y issued a check as a donation to Mr. Z? Remember, always the check the check bounce case or dishonor of check, section 138 will apply only when people, in the case of it is a legally enforceable debt. If it's a security, if it's a donation, if it's a gift, you will not get any right over the instrument. In that case, yes, my answer will be different. My provision is a legally enforceable debt alone attracts a check bounce case. In the given scenario, if it's a security or if it's a donation or if it's a gift, you cannot call it as a check bounce. So yes, in our case, Z cannot recover any compensation if it was given as a donation. Clear? All of you, look at the marks. Cakewalk it was. Yes? Okay. With reference to the provision of Negotiable Instruments Act, tell the instances where a person shall be deemed to have committed an offense for dishonor of check and what are the conditions to be complied with not for constituting such an offense. What is that, people? Whenever I issue a check, whenever the money is insufficient to pay, completely insufficient, that is, imagine I have a zero payment or I have even partial, it is not sufficient. I have given a check for 1 lakh. I am only having 50,000 in the bank account. In both the cases, it is considered as a dishonor. But remember, a dishonor of a check can always happen only in the case of legally enforceable debt. That is, it cannot happen in the case of gift, donation, or security, and all of that. Agreed, sir? In this case, what is that they're asking you? And what are the conditions to be complied with for not constituting such an offense? That means what? You have to clearly say, I need to deposit the check within 3 months or the validity period, whichever is earlier. Okay, if it is not paid, dishonored, then what should the person do? Notice of dishonor has to be given to the drawer. Now, drawer has to make the payment within how many days? Within 15 days, the drawer has to make the payment. If not paid, I will go and file a complaint to the court. Correct? That is what is the timeline they're asking you. Check should be presented within the validity period. Demand for payment through the notice. That is what? Within 30 days of the receipt of information by the bank, I need to ask you to make the payment. And you need to make the payment within 15 days. Correct? See, if that 3 steps if you remember. And how many marks? 4 marks. Yeah? Easy? We are just written in 3 steps. 1, 2, 3 arrow marks we have written. All checks are bills, while all bills are not checks. Explain the additional features of a check which differentiates a check from a bill. What is the difference? Always remember, in the case, what is the difference between bill of exchange and what is the difference between check? Remember, check is also a bill of exchange only, but not all bill of exchanges are checks. That's what they're asking you. What is the difference? First one, in a bill of exchange, drawee can be any person. It can be Abbas, it can be Nihal, it can be Payal, it can be anyone. But in the case of check, the drawee is fixed always. It's always a specified bank. Correct? That will never change. The second one, sir, always remember, in the case of check, you can always make it payable on demand. I told you, always checks are payable on demand, but not all bill of exchanges. Whenever you go deposit, you will get your money, right? In the case of check, that's not the case in the case of bill of exchanges. You'll have to wait for 3 months if the bill says so. It must be payable on demand. Thus, all checks are bills, while all bills are not checks. Clear? Yes, sir. Okay, what are the rules governing the compensation payable in the event of dishonor of a negotiable instrument? Compensation payable. Negotiable instrument, the last topic, that 5 points. First point is, I'll be entitled for all the amount on instrument mentioned plus expenses of noting, protesting and any other expenses involved. Next one, whenever both the parties, if they live in 2 different places, I am entitled for the compensation at the current rate of exchange. Third one, whenever there is a endorsement, if an endorser makes a payment, he is entitled for a compensation at a rate of 18% per annum as an interest until his entire money is settled along with all the expenses. Next one, if at all the endorser and the drawer, if they reside in 2 different places, again you need to make the settlement at the current rate of exchange. And the last one is, we can also enter into a new bill. You can make a new bill for the compensation of all these expenses. You can enter into a new bill. These are the 5 points, correct? 98. Anjali purchased various cosmetic products worth 15,000 during the last week from Sushil, a shopkeeper, on credit of 1 month. After a fortnight, she makes out a blank promissory note. So, Anjali has given a promissory note, signed it and delivered it to Sushil. Blank promissory note. So, what type of instrument is it called? Blank. Inchoate instrument. Inchoate means, people, it's a blank instrument, incomplete instrument. Always remember, in the negotiable instrument chapter, if they are giving you the question, please open your eyes, read it carefully, which bill it is in the first place. Is it negotiable? Is it promissory note? Is it bill of exchange? Because based on that, the question will change, the parties will change. So keep that in mind. And delivered to Sushil, who further endorsed it. Sushil has endorsed it to Manish for payment of his dues. It seems he has taken some money, he has given this bill to him. Manish, who is holder in due course, he is HDCA. he filled up the due amount. So Sushil had to give him 17,000. He wrote 17,000 and on maturity presented it to Anjali for payment. But she refused to pay because the amount filled up is more than the agreed amount of 15,000. It is to be noted that the amount of 17,000 is covered by the stamp affixed on it. Referring to the provision of Negotiable Instrument Act, whether Anjali is liable to honor the promissory note to Manish for 17,000. Is it required? Answer is yes, people, it is required. Because whenever you are a holder in due course, you are entitled to recover the money up to the stamp duty affixed. Agreed? Yes, sir? Okay. Next one. Priya, a small business owner, receives a bill of exchange from her customer, Sanjay, which is due for payment on October 15th. On October 12th, Priya presents the bill of exchange for payment at Sanjay's office during regular business hour. But Sanjay is not present. Priya leaves the bill with Sanjay's assistant, requesting to be presented to Sanjay for payment when he returns. However, Sanjay's assistant forgot to give the bill and Sanjay does not make the payment by the due date and the bill is dishonored. Based on the provision of Negotiable Instrument Act, examine whether Priya's presentation of the bill of exchange to Sanjay's assistant is valid under the law. Is it valid? No. Why?
Because Sanjay was not under the legal.
We have clearly seen, I made you write also presentment endorsement. If it is to be complete, you have to always present it to the right party. It can be drawee or drawer or whoever it is. You have to present it to them. If they are unavailable or if they have authorized any other person as authorized representative, you can give it to them. In the given case, I will write it with an assumption. Assuming that the assistant is not the authorized representative of Sanjay and Sanjay, who is he? I don't know who gave it. Priya. Okay, Priya has assumed it, people. So Priya cannot give that bill of exchange to the assistant as he has no right to receive the bill. You have to either give it to the person or you have to give it to their authorized representative. We have written this as a note also. See how they can ask you. 3 marks question. What they have given, see. The promissory note below must be presented for payment to the maker, acceptor or drawee thereof respectively. Or correct, or on their behalf. You can give it to. See the words, keywords. That's why I say you need to have that. If it is there, underline it. Clear? All of you? Okay. The last ones are 100th one. Ababa. Delivery of an instrument is essential whether instrument is payable to bearer or order for effecting the negotiation. Discuss the statement with reference to the provision of Negotiable Instruments Act 1881. Delivery of an instrument is essential whether instrument is payable to bearer or order effecting the negotiation. Discuss this statement with reference to the provision of Negotiable Instrument Act. Tell me, what is it? I hope you guys understood something. People, there are two types of instruments, people. One is called as bearer instrument, one is called as order instrument. How do you transfer? How do you negotiate? How do you endorse a bearer instrument? Just by delivery. How do you endorse a order instrument? Endorsement plus delivery. That means what? You need to do it on a piece of paper. You need to sign it. You have to properly follow everything. If it is an order instrument, and delivery can be of two types. Remember what? One is can be actual delivery. Next one is constructive delivery. That means actual means giving it to them only. Constructive means giving it to their authorized representatives or their any agents as the case may be. Agreed? Hello? All of you. That is this. So yes, delivery is mandatory. Whether it is whichever type of instrument, whether bearer or order, delivery is mandatory. Clear? All of you? Done. So this is your 20 days and that is your 100 questions. So good. I don't know how many of you guys were able to complete, 5 questions in 30 minutes in the awarded time. Continue having the practice. That is the key for you to reach 90 marks. Remember, our goal has to be to attend at least 90 marks. The more it is, the merrier. We are absolutely fine with it, but you should never fall short in attending the questions. Your aim has to be at least 90. Is this clear? All of you? The more you practice, the better for you. Clear? All of you? Okay. So wish you guys the best on that. Yeah? Okay.